All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to season 3 of the Collective Espionage. We are super excited to have you guys here. We're super excited to get this season started and see all the fun things you guys are going to do this season. So tonight is just a get together call. We are going to go over a couple things like the basics of just general, like our Discord server org things. We'll go over the format and the twist of the season. We'll go over our trust list, and then we will break into what we will need from you guys for your first inner circle competition. But I am going to pass it over to Michael to kind of touch on the basics of our server.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to season three. Prod's all excited to see you guys here. So just some fun stuff about just how, if you're not familiar with Discord. So first is the VLDR. So if you guys want the viewers lounge to know your inner thoughts and feelings, you're more than welcome to post your message. All you have to do is put VLDR dash your message and we will star react to it. And once we star react to it, it's there. So it's pretty easy and simple. Next up is alliances. So if you guys have not played Discord before, alliances is you kind of will suggest it. So if person A wants to make an alliance, they would be like, "Hey, Prod," in their chat saying, "I want an alliance with B, C, D, and E." And then Prod will make the alliance, but we will never say who suggested it. We'll just all add you there, and you guys will have to come up and figure out who made it. And then, of course, just anything bigger than two, obviously, we'll just have to have a name. Prod guest. So you guys can add two people to your prod chat, but no one can have the same person. So if John Smith is in my prod chat, he cannot be in Timmy's prod chat. Keep it in the server. So obviously we will take that very seriously. Um, you know, keep everything the game in the server. So we find out that a prod chat is leaking something to someone else outside the game or another player in the game, they won't just be yelled at, but they will also be kicked from the server. So we're not taking any of that stuff lightly. And then it was on the applications, but all events will be at 10 p.m. Eastern unless stated otherwise. So that is live events where you might be doing a trial, a ceremony, a banishment, pretty much anything that we do will be at 10 p.m. Eastern, like I said, unless stated otherwise. And that's all I have. And then William will do all the rest of that basic stuff.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Just some more basic stuff. Announcement chat where everything important is going to be. So just keep an eye on that. You're not allowed to post there. You can't anyway, but just a heads up. Live comps can't be done like semi-live. So if there is something that we're doing at 10 p.m., it has to be done then just because of we can't accommodate. But if you miss it, it's not the end of the world. You just have to convince somebody to save you. Um, and that's all I have to do. So Lily, it's your turn.
Hey y'all. So I am excited to talk to you about your trust rankings. So we are asking that definitely in the first round, but maybe every round would be really cool if you could update your trust rankings. Your trust rankings are from one down to how many players there are except for yourself. The top number one spot is for who you trust the most. And then who you're least likely to want to banish. And then at the bottom of your list, your highest number is the one you trust the least and is the most likely to vote to banish. So thank you guys for telling us your thoughts on the game, and we appreciate your trust rankings. Thanks, y'all. And now over to formats and any twists with Timmy.
All right, so we're gonna dive into the collective explicitly now. I do know we sent out that video that kind of explained how the game works. I'm also going to go over the format of the game one more time with you guys. I will then open it up to any questions you might have, and then after that, I'll go over the twist, and then again, any questions you might have on the twist to the season. So we will get started. It's going to look just like it's going to look a lot like the video if you watch the video. So here we go. Once it loads, welcome to the collective. Just to go over the common terms you're going to hear during the season. Only in the first round, we're going to compete in the inner circle competition, which will divide you guys into your inner circles. An inner circle is a group of people you'll be working with this season. If you're going to be making the final two in this game, it has to be with someone from your circle. If you end up being the last person left from your circle, you will be banished. You guys will also be competing in what's called collective trials. That will be our every round after the inner circle competition. This trial will determine who's in the collective. The collective is a predetermined amount of players. Those players will then choose someone who did not make it into the collective. At the end, we will be left with two people. Those people will all be picked at the selection ceremony. The two people who are left will be up for banishment, and everybody in the collective will vote between the two players, and one of them will be banished. So how the game works, in round one, all 20 of you compete to determine your inner circles for the rest of the season. These groups will be set up for the competition, and you should keep them a secret to protect your position in the game. This is not information you're going to want to share with everyone, so keep that in mind going forward. You will never compete in the trials as a team, as to keep your circle a secret. Each round will have a set number of players that form the collective. So in this example here, the top 9 earned a spot in the collective. So first place through 9th are safe. Those 9 players will get to select someone to join them in the collective. The way we pick will be determined in one of 3 ways by the person who got first place. They can either go in the order they placed, in the reverse order that they placed. So in this scenario, 9th place would pick first and first place would pick last, or the order could be determined by a wheel. We will not reveal what their decision is until the selection ceremony. In the end, this will leave 2 players up for banishment. All the players over here will vote between the 2 players, and the one with the most votes will be banished. In the round where there's an odd player, this is a new rule to our season 3. The last banished player will get to give somebody in the game immunity to keep the game from being an odd number of players. That person with immunity does not need to compete in the trial. They unfortunately won't get to pull somebody in the collective, but they will get a vote, and their vote will count as 2, meaning each round could occur a tie. What happens in the event of a tie? In the event of a tie, it seems as though the collective was not sure they wanted either player to be banished. Therefore, both of the nominated players are safe. Those 2 players will then immediately choose one player who was given a spot in the collective, meaning the players who did not win a spot but were pulled in by the 9 people who won. There will be an immediate revote between those 2 players, and then the one with the most votes will be banished. If you're the last player in your circle, you'll be automatically banished. No vote, no nothing. You're automatically gone. And for jury, the top 2 of every inner circle will become members of the jury. Placement is not relevant if you make jury or not. So if my inner circle is me, Jeremy, William, and Michael gets 20th, William gets 19th, Jeremy gets 18th, and I get 17th, Jeremy and I made jury. Even though we got terrible placements in the game, we were the top 2 in our circle, so we just made jury. I know that was a lot of information. What questions do we have about the format? Period. If you guys do end up thinking of anything at any point, you can go to your prod chat, be like, hey, quick clarification question, blah, 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 blah. So now we're going to hit with the twist. View slideshow. Okay. So typically for the collective, we in the past have placed you guys into 5 groups of 4. We're still going to do that, except it's going to look a little different. It's going to look more like this. You are going to be in a group with 5 people. So there will be 5 groups of, there'll be 4 groups of 5. But one person in your group is actually not a part of your circle. They are going to know that, but you guys will not. This distinct honor will go to the top 4 players of the inner circle competition. Those 4 players are not going to know who their circle is. They will have to figure that out on their own. If they are the last one standing of their inner circle, they will be banished from the game. Rules still apply. Same thing. The top 2 from their inner circle makes the jury. So the question might be, what is the benefit to being this person if you don't know your inner circle? Number 1, you already know an entire inner circle because you know you're not a part of that circle, but you already know 4 people who are in an inner circle. So that's information you have already. Number 2, those that are in the inner secret circle get to cause a bit of chaos, a little espionage, if you will. The highest placing member of the secret inner circle gets to sabotage the selection ceremony. This player, which in this example would be 3rd place, will get to steal someone's pick secretly, meaning 3rd place can say, hey, for 6th place here, I'm going to pick Jeremy instead of whoever they pick. So at the selection ceremony, when they go 6th place, normally you would pick here, but an act of espionage has occurred and Jeremy has been selected as your pick. While it will not be revealed who did it, we will reveal that an act of espionage stole their pick. So one thing though, so they won't be able to figure out their circle as easily, this player, 3rd place, will not get to cause espionage again until all members of their circle have. So in round 2, if the collective forms the same way, the distinction will go to the person in 5th place because the one in 3rd place already committed espionage. Does that make sense?
Can we get a write-up of this?
I will be sending this out just kind of like the other one.
God bless.
I have one question.
Yeah.
So it's stated that in that inner circle, like the secret crew, they get sabotaged something if they're the highest placing in that initial collective.
Mm-hmm.
But is that only if they place in that top crew?
So it's the top placing person of that inner circle. So we're still
regardless,
in theory 1 through 20. So let's say they got 20.
Okay.
17, 17th would have that distinction.
Okay, so there won't be a round where it doesn't happen. Got it.
And in theory, they could sabotage themselves as well. So it could be like, oh, Timmy, let's say if I'm in that circle, I could be like, oh, Timmy, your pick has been taken away, something like that. One thing I will say, this becomes a little bit, as like past players can tell you, it becomes a little bit more easy as like round 1 or round 2 happens. You're like, oh, this shit makes sense. But do you guys have any other questions on the twist besides me sending out this PowerPoint for you guys to have a little bit more information? Okay, period. I believe we have one more thing to show you guys. And I know you guys all really loved sending in those little action shots. So we put them all together in a video that might be important to remember this information at some point later in the game.
That was
So
fair.
that's y'all's little intro video for the season.
I think we're the hottest cast yet.
Y'all are pretty
Clock that T. Clock that T.
Period.
Last thing to go over before we set you guys free into having your little conversations, and we will open up your one-on-one chats as well, which we've made all your one-on-one chats and voice chats as well, so you guys don't have to worry about that. You guys have an inner circle competition which starts at this point now. You'll just need to schedule a time with Prod to complete it. It takes roughly 15 minutes to do. And you guys also have your first collective trial tomorrow night. So by tomorrow night, you guys will know your inner circles, except for 4 of you who will be a part of your little espionage circle. But outside of that, do you guys have any questions?
Are there any items that we will need for the competition?
Tomorrow you will need pen and paper, but for the inner circle, you don't need anything. All right. On that note, welcome to the collective. You guys are so hot.
You should all be in your one-on-one chats now. If you see any that have a name in it that isn't your name, just at me in your prod chat. Or if you don't see 19 of voice chats and chats, also at me. XOXO. Thank you so much.
Okay. With that, welcome to the collective, guys. Have a great game.